You don't have to dress immodest to get a guy's attention, and especially not the right guy's attention. You can show interest in him with a sweet glance, cute smile, or a friendly comment. Or you can show your interest in him in many other ways. Believe it or not, one of these ways is simply telling him. But instead, modern women have fostered an environment where butt cheeks and breasts are the norm. Where men not only know what you would look like naked, but also her, and that woman over there as well. So, in a world where half-naked women are getting the most attention for the wrong reasons, where sex sells and where depression, anxiety, and insecurities are at an all-time rise, how should a woman dress? If it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, then it's probably a duck. A woman doesn't live in a vacuum. She lives in an interconnected world filled with billions of people, and as much as she'd like to think otherwise, she is not just dressing for herself. The way she dresses has an influence on the mind of everyone who sees her. Human beings make implicit determination about things based on their appearance. Your brain does this automatically. As much as you want to control it, your brain will make a variety of assessments about an object, animal, person, or situation within moments of looking at it. For better or for worse, this is based almost entirely on how something looks. And once again, your brain does this process automatically. You're doing it right now while you're looking at me, aren't you? Yes, you are. And you do it when you look at other people too. And animals, and plants, cars, buildings, steep cliffs, and delicious meals. Your brain automatically makes assessments about whatever it is looking at. These assessments are largely based on what your brain has seen and experienced in the past. Before you even have a chance to blink twice, your brain has already automatically made dozens of assessments about the things you are looking at. And this is a good thing. It makes you better at life. As a human being, it serves you well to be able to tell the difference between a dangerous lion and an adorable house cat, a dangerous cliff and a gradual slope, a friendly cadence and a vicious Karen. If your parents or your grandparents lacked this ability, you probably wouldn't be here today. We do this to understand and categorize the world we live in. We do this to compare things to each other, to predict how something or someone will behave. We do this to survive. And those among us who utilize this ability well enough tend to thrive. With a few exceptions, the world we find ourselves in today isn't filled with lions, tigers, poison berries, and quicksand. No, the challenges of the modern world are mostly social. And your brain's ancient power of assessments are just as important in today's world when it comes to recognizing trouble and avoiding potentially harmful situations. To be clear, there are many things that people cannot control about their physical appearance. People should not be judged on things they can't control. How a woman chooses to portray herself, however, is a different story. How a woman chooses to dress says many things about her. But first and foremost, what a woman's clothes says about her, more than anything else, is what group of people is she choosing to align herself with? Does she dress like one of those women? Or one of those women? Does she look like a Karen? Does she look like a feminist? Does she look like a member of Antifa? Does she look like a pink-haired SJW? Does she look like she would slap you in the face without thinking twice about it? If it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, then it's probably a duck. Does she dress like wife material or one-night stand material? Does she dress feminine or like a femme fatale? Regardless of how she dresses, you can be sure that whatever image she portrays, it is a choice. Unlike men, who often aren't particularly fashion-minded, women are very fashion-conscious. Women are also more social and more socially motivated than men. Women very rarely are comfortable being a lone wolf. Instead, women virtually always choose to align themselves with some pre-existing group of people. So, however a woman is dressing, you can be sure that it isn't an accident. She's choosing a certain aesthetic, and more importantly, in at least 80 to 90% of the cases, she is choosing to align herself with a certain group of people. And in this way, you really can think of a woman's clothes as a uniform. So while you absolutely should not judge someone based on their height or their race or their face, you should pay very close attention to how a woman chooses to dress. You should assume that her image is a very deliberate choice, and you should assume that her behavior will generally match the group of the people she is choosing to align herself with voluntarily. Basically, how we choose to leave the house is an expression of who we are. You are advertising yourself to the world with what you wear. So, in a world where half-naked women are getting the most attention for the wrong reasons, where sex sells and where depression, anxiety, and insecurities are at an all-time rise, how should a woman dress? A woman doesn't live in a vacuum. She lives in an interconnected world filled with billions of people, and as much as she'd like to think otherwise, she is not just dressing for herself. The way she dresses has an influence on the mind of everyone who sees her. When our brains are presented with new stimuli, we only have so much control over what we think afterwards. But the initial thoughts, the first thoughts, are automatic and to a large extent uncontrollable. So ladies, when the image of you in your outfit enters another person's life, how does it affect that other person's life? Does your outfit make other women feel self-conscious? Does your outfit make other women feel insecure? Does the image of you in your outfit make other women stop thinking about worthwhile things and start thinking about superficial things instead? Does your outfit perturb women who belong to certain religions? And how about men? Does your outfit make men lose their train of thought? Does your outfit cause them to stop paying attention to work or school? Does your outfit result in married men thinking things they shouldn't be thinking? It is not a sign of weakness or moral failing if a man has brief thoughts of a sexual nature after looking at a half-naked woman. It is automatic and it is out of his control. Now, in the subsequent moments, a man can do a variety of things to control those thoughts. He can look away. He can distract himself. He can think about something else. But at minimum, by wearing a skimpy outfit, you have given the man something that he has to wrestle with in his own mind. Ladies, would you want your boyfriend looking at someone dressed like that? Would you want your husband looking at someone dressed like that? How would you feel if someone dressed like that walked into the same room as your man? Would you be thinking about whether or not he was checking out her body? Would you be thinking about whether or not he likes her body more than he likes yours? People's bodies should only be for their significant other. Your body should be a gift reserved for your boyfriend or your husband or your future husband. But instead, modern women have fostered an environment where butt cheeks and breasts are the norm. The market is flooded, and no one is better off as a result.